In this video, I am going to bust open a WATA graded game. But before we get to that, let's talk about my thoughts on grading video games, because over the years, I think that my opinions have maybe changed a little bit, and I thought that it would be interesting to just kind of talk about it and let you guys know where I'm at with it. So, in this video, I'm going to be completely ignoring all of the controversy and all of that kind of stuff that is surrounding WATA and graded games. I don't really have much to add to that part of the conversation. What I'm going to be discussing in this video is more just my personal opinions and thoughts on grading video games. So, if you guys remember, a long time ago, I sent in a shipment to VGA, and when I got that back, I did an unboxing video, and I talked about my thoughts on grading video games, and at that time, my personal take on it was that I thought that grading the games should not make them any more expensive, and I thought that it was just kind of cool to have an expert look at the games and basically put a condition grade on them, and those experts are people who have way more experience than I do looking at factory sealed games. I don't necessarily disagree with anything I said in that old video, but I do think that, my thoughts have maybe changed a little bit over time. This is, like I said, ignoring all the controversy and stuff. This is just on actually grading games. Doesn't have to be just WATA. It could be VGA, CGC, or any other company that offers grading service for games. So I do still have some in my collection. I have sent a box into WATA to get graded as well. I actually do not own any of those games anymore. Well, we have a couple of them at the store that we're selling, but I don't have any in my personal collection. I do have a couple left, though. I have this Exotainment Mountain Bike Rally, which is VGA graded. This is the one I sent in. I also still have my NFL Blitz Special Edition. This one I purchased from someone, but I have the Rampage t-shirt bundle, which I got this graded, and this is not something that I would ever open anyway, and I would probably try to get an acrylic case for it to protect the seal, because with the t-shirt on the back here, it's pulled really tight, so I wouldn't want that to get damaged. So I have no problem leaving this in its graded thing like this, but I will not be getting any more of my personal games graded. So, like I said, that old video, I don't disagree with anything that I said, but back then, I was interested in owning some graded games. And I still kind of like the feel of a game in like a nice acrylic case. I think that all the companies that grade video games, they do their best job to make them look very nice. I think that their labels look good and everything, and I don't really have any problem with that aspect of it. I think that they look cool. I think that, if it's a sealed game, you're not going to open it anyway. I think that they do give it like they just give it more weight. They give it, they make it bigger, and it does become more of like a showpiece, a collection piece, a centerpiece, something like that. So I do enjoy that aspect of it, but I am not personally interested in owning graded video games, in my collection anymore. And I think that grading video games, if you're doing it for a personal reason, if you just love a particular game and you want to get a graded copy of that game, I have absolutely no problem with that whatsoever. I still have these ones here. Like I said, the Rampage one, I'm going to keep as is. These two, though, if I can get complete copies of these games, I will be selling these. I just haven't come across them. I have an empty box for this one, so once I get a manual and a cartridge, I will most likely be selling that. One of the big arguments that people always have with graded games, or just collecting sealed games in general, is that games are meant to be played, and if it's sealed, you can't play it without opening it. And while I agree with that, because obviously companies don't set out to create a sealed collector's item, they produce these items with the intention of people opening them and playing them, but I don't want to discount the collectability of a sealed game, because obviously they are much more rare than an opened copy. And a lot of people say, well, it's just the plastic. When you get a game graded, they're not grading the actual game, they're just grading the plastic seal and maybe the box condition. And yeah, that's true, and that's kind of one of the reasons why I'm not personally into it anymore, is because I don't play every single game in my collection, but I at least want the option to be able to do that. And in the future, I plan on playing as much stuff as I can. Right now in my life, I'm super busy. I don't have time to play all these games, but I still have time to collect them, which I do enjoy. So when I do have more time in my life, maybe I retire or whatever happens, you know, maybe we have kids and I raise my kids around video games and we play together. Whatever it is, I want the option to play these games. So having a bunch of sealed games, to me, at this point in my life, doesn't make a lot of sense to me personally. There are people out there who collect factory sealed games and have done so for such a super long time, and they maybe are not in it for the money at all. They just like collecting sealed games. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I personally do not care how anyone else collects, and I kind of don't understand the mindset of people who do care what other people collect or do with their money. I don't really get that. But games, to me, are more than just shelf pieces or just collecting. And a lot of people will look at my collection and they'll say, well, that can't be true. You're never going to play all those games, blah, blah, blah. But like I said, my intention is to play a lot more of the stuff. And, you know, I have the game room set up in a way that we can have all of our friends over. We can all play. We can all sit comfortably and have room and everything. So my intention is to not only play as many games as I can, but also share my collection with my friends, with my family, with you guys through videos, and with my future kids one day. So, to me, grading video games is not something that I'm interested in personally. Now, as a store owner, I do see the draw to sell graded games because a lot of times, for whatever reason, they do sell for more money than ungraded copies. And of course, that's going to depend on the grade. That's probably even going to depend on the game, because some games factory sealed are so common. In my opinion, a graded Perfect Dark for Nintendo 64 should not be any more than just a normal sealed copy. And obviously that depends on the condition. So, you know, if it's a 10 grade, that's going to be better than a sealed one that's crushed, obviously. But with comparable conditions, I don't think that Perfect Dark should be any more for a graded copy. And I don't think that any game should be, really. But like I said, it just depends on the title, depends on the grade, all that kind of stuff. But as a seller, in certain situations, it maybe does make sense to grade a game. And I'm not against doing that. I might possibly even do that in the future for my store. But when it comes to my personal collection, that's not something that I'm planning on doing. So let me know in the comments what you guys think of grading video games. And I'm not asking what you think of WATA or what you think of the controversy or anything like that. I'm just asking what you think of the process of grading video games. There's companies out there that are grading VHS tapes. You know, you can get comic books and cards and everything else kind of graded now. I think that for cards, it makes the most sense because with a graded card, you can't play with it in a game, but you can still see the entire card. It essentially functions the same whether it's graded or not. With a video game or a VHS tape, a graded one does not function the same as an ungraded one. So I think with cards, it makes a lot more sense. With games, for me personally, not so much. But let me know in the comments what you guys think. So now, let's smash open this WATA graded game. Alright, so I have a graded copy of Ghoul Patrol here for the Super Nintendo. It's not a factory sealed copy, it's just a complete one, and it just happened to be the cheapest complete copy on eBay, and it was priced no higher than a normal copy would be, which is why I bought it. But I don't want to have it graded, so we're going to try to bust it open. Actually, first, I saw a guy break open a DS game where he just kind of like slammed it down like that, and it kind of broke the hinges, so I'm going to try that first. Oh, hey. Oh, there we go. Comes in this cool little plastic thing.
You had the hammer out and everything.
Yeah, I was gonna use the screwdriver to hammer in there, but I guess I didn't need to. So, according to this, the box was a 6.5, the manual was a 6.5, and the cartridge was an 8.0. This box does not look like a 6.5 to me. It's all like wavy on the front. But our heat press can fix that. So let's open it up. Oh God. It has the baggie, but it doesn't have the dust sleeve.
Not even complete.
Manual. I would not call that a 6.5, would you? It's got like a big crease.
Oof.
I would call this manual like a 4. Cartridge. Cartridge is pretty good. It's got like some like surface scratches and stuff, but no rips or anything, so that's good. Overall, I am happy with the condition on it because, like I said, I didn't really care about having it sealed, and it was listed at the same price that a normal complete copy would have been. So pretty awesome. We're going to probably heat press the box a little bit to get some of that waviness out. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to smack the like button, leave a comment down below, and subscribe. And we'll see you guys in the next one.